So, good evening, people. Welcome back to another video. Tonight, we're going to talk about the transfer deadline special. Yes, good evening, people. Welcome back to another video. So, deadline day and night, and I got Macy with us to see how you, Macy. You okay?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, John?
I'm absolutely fine, sort of thing. Just just a long day on streams today, sort of thing, and it was a tough one. And did a phone this afternoon and a bit of chat as well. So check out for that. And guys, if you like the video, if you like what we see, please hit the like button. And also consider subscribing as well. I'm 70 feet away from making 2K. And even Mason's cheering for us as well. Because we want to get Macy up to 1K on her subscribers list as well. So please, Man U fans, help her out. And I'm sure there's be people watching as well. And got a piece of breaking news as well. 2 bits of it. Newcastle's already signed Matt Targett on loan till the end of the season, just announced on Sky. And so Matt Targett is going to come to Newcastle. He's joined Newcastle on the loan till the end of the season as left back from Aston Villa, and he's a decent player in my eyes. And also, piece of breaking news as well. Arthur, you'd be pleased with this as well. Jesse Lingard is to stay at Man United. First of all, David Ornstein brought the news, and basically what he said on his tweet, and he said, Jesse Lingard has been told by Man United he will not be allowed to leave before transfer window shuts. Despite Newcastle and West Ham's pushing for a deadline day loan, the 29-year-old will stay at Man U going into the final 6 months of his deal. I'll be real on that, right? I think Jesse Lingard is a little bit peed off for this, right? He really is. He wants to make the move to Newcastle. My opinion is on this, right? Man United do not want to sell him to either us or West Ham for 2 reasons. A, they do not want to sell him to West Ham because they're a point behind and don't want to be a rival, sell to a rival to a Champions League contender such as West Ham United. And also, they do not want to sell Lingard to us. It's because we could be a big hitter in future years, and Man U does not want that at all whatsoever. So I'm absolutely disappointed in that. We have spent all day trying to get this guy, right, on loan. He wants to come. And after all this time, your club's come out and said that this is not going to happen. So he stays at United until the end of the season. What's your take on that, Macy?
If you want me my opinion, absolutely very silly move there from Manchester United. We know that Jesse Lingard is... You see that there, for instance... he's a number 10. He plays as a winger. So where is he ideally going to play? Unless, of course, because of the news what did happen yesterday over the weekend, and they're looking at maybe perhaps making Jesse Lingard a backup right-wing player behind Jadon Sancho was injured, or if, for instance, like Jadon Sancho is not match fit or we play a weaker opponent, if that is the case, why they want to keep him and they want to use him there as a backup winger, I can't see why any other reason why we do want to keep Jesse Lingard, because we all knew that he was thriving there at West Ham. So I can see why they don't want to sell him to West Ham, just knowing at the point West Ham, not that too far behind us. They're only a couple of signings away from, for me, being a Champions League worthy club. They need a backup striker. They need a number 10 in particular. If they had both of them, they'd be competing there in the Champions League and competing for that top 4 spot. So I can see why we don't want to sell them to there. But if Jesse Lingard doesn't want to be at the club, if Jesse Lingard has even come out and said today, I want to leave Manchester United, it doesn't matter how long he's got left on his contract. You just sell him on because you don't want a player at the club who doesn't want to play at all, and you're just wasting 6 months' wages when you could just get him off the wage bill like that.
It's absolutely mind-boggling as well. It really, really is. I can see your point as well, but it's just a disgrace. The timing of it is poor. I think it's a disgrace. It really is. Why did they not come out and say, look, he's not for sale, he's not going anywhere till lunchtime, so we can move on to other targets, yeah? Now, we need a striker real quick because we haven't done enough in this transfer window. I know it's been okay, but listen, I say it's the best we had for 14 years. But we need a striker in ASAP because if we don't get a striker, we can't rely on Chris Wood to get us scores to keep us up. Callum Wilson's out injured at this moment in time. Yeah. And Dwight get.
Oh, can't hear you.
There you go. That's better.
There you go. I can hear you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. It is ridiculous. I think they led us along the way, and I think they kind of know that sort of thing. Raf's come out and said that he can leave Man U with his blessing, yeah? And now, 3 hours later, he's been told not to leave the club. And I think, for me, we need to scramble. We need to get a striker very quick. Go and spend 60 million on Carrasco. Carrasco as well from Atletico Madrid. He's got a 60 million release clause. Put the money down now. We need a striker. Big time, or 10. So I don't know what to say about that sort of thing there, you see, but it is absolutely ridiculous.
We should have just said if you're not willing to sell a player, because we have clearly put some players on loan. We've put Donny on loan. We've put Ahmad on loan. We've put quite a few players on loan at this during this window. So we can clearly say if we don't want to sell a player, if we don't want to put a player on loan. But really, if I was Manchester United, I would have said to Jesse Lingard, right, if you want to go on loan till the end of the season, that's fine, but you've got to sign a 1-year contract extension. Do you know, Joel, they're not losing anything by the time the transfer window, by the time it's the summer. And then say if you was going to Newcastle or if you was going to West Ham, say, right, we signed a 1-year contract extension. It finishes next summer. So if you want to have him at the end of the window, that's fine. 10, 15 million is yours and you can pay for him in the summer. And that's what I would have personally have done. But you could just easily say that it has just been a whole mess around because you've been chasing Jesse Lingard, for a couple of weeks now. West Ham have been wanting Jesse Lingard since the summer. Borussia Dortmund has been wanting Jesse Lingard in this last summer window as well. So quite a few clubs are wanting Jesse Lingard. So instead of, of course, people being... How can I say? Instead of course, like giving these false impressions to Lingard, if that was the case, to say you're going to have this game time at Manchester United, or if he initially thought, we don't know that because nothing was ever confirmed, and we all knew that he wasn't going to get the game time. Me as a Manchester United fan, probably even you as a Newcastle fan, would have knew Jesse Lingard is not going to be playing ahead of Bruno Fernandes. He's not going to be playing ahead of Rashford on the wings. He's not going to be playing ahead of Sancho on the wings neither. So I clearly just don't understand why this is all just a paid on, why we just didn't even sell him in the summer full stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. I mean, it's just so frustrating what's going on now, like it really is. And I've got some comments coming in as well. Massive hello to my favourite people, John and Mercy. Hope you both well and okay. Let's make a Berlin Trolley free zone this evening. Any crosses the line will get blocked or get a time route as well. Even to Michael, will be okay. Even to Jim. I mean, there could be so many people going on Paul's channel tonight, but the transfer deadline day. But where's the yellow tie? Got one, mate, so I do apologise. Got to about Lingard. I think you're not on your own, mate. John the Red? Not me. Did you phone Radnick and tell him to call it off? That wasn't me. John, how's the court case? I'm not going to read that now, but they're saying these strong laws like you and Mercy, and we help your peers and fight your court. I appreciate that, man. Thanks very much. And how many do you think we need? How many do you think we will get on the wish list, bro? And Macy, Cordy, Baka, Zapata. I don't think we're going to get any of them now, miss. I don't think Zapata will not be allowed to leave because if he did, Atlanta will not get replacements on time. Cordy and Baka, no chance. Ain't going to happen. Question for you, Macy. Can you see a midfielder being signed before 11 p.m. tonight, Macy?
No, and the reason for that is as if you're a player wanting to come to Manchester United and you don't know who the permanent manager is going to be in the summer, they think, why would I risk wanting to come to Manchester United? In 6 months' time, I could be benched. I could be sold on, and I can see that is the initial reason why players are not wanting to come to Manchester United. And right now, the best option we need to do is to try and get these deadwoods out of the club. Yeah. And personally, I don't think enough has been done. Yes, we've had loanees, but just because there is loanees doesn't mean by the time it gets to the summer, they're going to be off the wage bill. Because what if they had a bad loan spell, for instance, come back and nobody wanted to sign them, and they're all straight loans. None of them have got a clause to buy. So I don't understand what the initial idea is in terms of these loans, because we knew at least one of the players doesn't want to be at the club who was loaned out. So why didn't we just put him on a straight transfer?
Yeah, totally agree. And you just mentioned as well that give Jesse a one-year extension, then get us on loan. It's as simple as that. Can you not do that? I mean, the fact of the matter is, right, it's like this morning, I mean, you got Egiteki, right, for Rem, turned us down because he feels that he's gone from first teamer to a squad player sort of thing. And he's from Rem as well. He's a local lad. His parents want him to come to Newcastle, yeah? You could have like David Nola advising him, Alisa Maxim advising him, right? But he chose not to. He wants to stay at Rem because he feels it's going to be a big change. The guy's only 19 years old, and it's going to be a massive, massive change for him. Yeah, the language, he's got to learn the language. It's in a different environment, sort of thing. It's tough, sort of thing for a young kid. Yeah, but what the couple said, if he turned us down, it would not be a disaster, really. But we should be getting a striker in because that's what we need. Because Callum Wilson's going to be out for another 6-7 weeks. Yeah, Dwight Gale ain't gonna make it. Chris Wood, we got to rely on him. It's as simple as that. I mean, this is very worrying. We've got the defence now. We've got the midfield, but it's just up front. And I think Newcastle should have sorted this out way ago, sort of thing, like, you know. But 25 million for Chris Wood, I'm not totally sold on him yet because is he going to get us the goals and to keep us up? I don't know. That's going to be very interesting. But I've got one here. Good point, Macy. Same situation at Newcastle, but relegation risk. And Matt Target is confirmed and he has signed. We don't got to wait for Dan Burn to be signed as well. So I still can't believe, Macy, you got no players coming through the door, by the way. I mean, to me, I'm not surprised.
To be honest, I was at least expecting a midfielder because before Ralph even became the Manchester United manager, do you know when we played against Arsenal, Ralph identified that we needed a midfielder. So when you're not even the manager at the time and he's identifying already saying this club needs a midfielder, you would think that the club would just invest in that regardless, because there was a player at Leipzig who had a £30 million release clause. It's only 30 million. If you're going to be reducing this wage bill, which you have done with a couple of loanees because they're paying for the full wages, bring him through, or if that's the case, sell a couple of people on. I don't understand why we haven't got a midfielder at Nice, because we need a midfielder, and we're just going to continue to get exposed in that midfield because there'll be players who has to track back because of the midfield situation, and then they get highly exposed. And then it's just not going to work because they will end up conceding all over again. So it's just going to be the same continuous thing. It won't happen against every single club. But when you've got clubs who will be able to identify that, like the Manchester Cities, like the Liverpools, it can be a very extremely difficult and risky situation.
Yeah, totally agree. Absolutely agree. I mean, I get a lot of tweets sort of thing that the way Jesse Lingard is being treated is absolutely disgrace. It really, really is. And they need to, I don't know what to say about this sort of thing, people, but, you know, to treat when you're on, right, this way sort of thing, he must be a bit peed off, because I'll tell you what, it's too late time to the transfer request in. So I say, right, you know what, I can put a transfer request in. I want to leave now. I want to get to Newcastle. That is it. Yeah, but it is so frustrating, man. I mean, it really is. But if they want to if they want to turn us down, right, do it in the morning. Don't leave it to this late. Don't leave it this late.
No, it's a joke. There's a time and a place. And for me, if I was Manchester United, I would have, even if, like, for instance, the reason there was a certain reason why it cropped up recently, why they didn't want to sell or put Jesse Lingard on loan. They could have easily said, even yesterday, because the transfer window was still open yesterday, to say to Newcastle and to West Ham, right, thank you for the offers. Thank you for taking an interest in Jesse Lingard. But I'm sorry, we're not looking at doing this. Give the 24-hour notice. It's not fair in other clubs. Now you've got what? You've got 4 hours.
Well, it was 45
to
minutes.
Find 4 hours, 42 minutes to look for a midfielder. That is not exactly that long, is it really?
Nah, not at all. And it's gonna be a rush job sort of thing, like, you know what I mean? But it's ridiculous. This transfer window's deadline. They're gonna sign players before that sort of thing. Why leave it too late? I just don't get it at all. I got a Dugout Football channel as well. Big up to you, mate. Man, you are a joke, but letting Lingard go to Newcastle or Stam, absolutely joke. Absolutely, mate. Totally agree with you. I think Newcastle are doing some good transfers. We are. But we need to get a centre forward, and we need to get one ASAP, time's running out. And I'm not going to read that one, by the way, mate. I'm sorry, but please don't comment like this tonight, people on this chat. You want to do that, do it on the Falls Ocean, sure, but not tonight. So is Lingard going to West Ham? No, he's staying at Man U. Please buy Jesse Lingard. Please stay. Get the meeting. Guys, remember to hit the like and subscribe button, etc. Thank you very much indeed for that one. Now, I'm also saying they were surprised to see Orban in Barca and didn't agree a fee. He basically did an honorary. That's a brilliant call, that. That was absolutely brilliant, that, man. It really, really is. Really, really is. He played with Barca Senior's family. Yeah, whatever. I got hi to you, Tsunami. Hope you're okay, mate. And yes, that real Jesse. I don't think it is. Sky's also shown on the injury moment of the Orba. And I've got some as well. John, looking like we're getting Jesse Pritchard. Well, we're not going to get the real one, are we? Let's be honest. And it says, got a funny feeling the Bones Zapata was signed at the end. And Bones, amazing. I totally agree. Shame on you, Man United. And I feel sorry for Lingard. For me, that's scapegoat behaviour. If I was the manager, I would sell or loan him. I would accept the offer. Absolutely. I'll put that one in.
You know what? I actually said about Manchester. I've said about other clubs. Like, I was one of the first to jump about Borussia Dortmund and how they was behaving about Jadon Sancho. I was one who obviously said about Seville with Diego Carlos as well. But we're doing the exact same thing to Jesse Lingard. He wants to leave, but we're not letting him leave. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes no sense at all whatsoever. We are a joke. Well, I wouldn't say we're a joke, but I think the way he treated him, sort of from your board, treated him, I think that's wrong. Now, you got a World Cup year coming up next year, right? At the end of October, November time. He ain't going to play. He's not going to play anymore because he's not going to get in the team. But it is really absolutely ridiculous. And I got a news here for Newcastle had a huge 140 million double transfer euros rejected by Napoli for Fabian Ruiz and Fito Osimhen as well. So those two will not be coming. And Napoli's turned down 140 million euros trying to lure them away from Napoli. So that will not be happening anytime soon. And this is the thing, right? I mean, we mentioned good signings. Matt Tyder, Dan Burn, right? Bruno Giannis. You've also got Chris Wood and Kieran Trippier. Yeah, I think there's 5 signs are really, really good. Yeah, but we need a striker. I can understand it's hard to get a striker in, Lacey, but
yeah, definitely. You do need to bring that striker in. Yeah, I actually thought Matt Target was actually a surprise deal, as well as with the Chris Wood, because nobody's seen Matt Target at all, and I think he's such an underrated fullback at Aston Villa, and he needs that game time, especially knowing that they have brought a new fullback in. Aston Villa isn't going to get that game time.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's the thing. I mean, that's a left field appointment. I didn't know that, but I thought it'd be a great acquisition, and I think it'd be brilliant. I think it'd be a good acquisition there. let's be honest. Do you think we sign another striker? Well, we haven't got long to go, but one thing I'm going to say, but we need to get one in ASAP. Carrasco, go and get him for Atletico Madrid. 60 million euros buyout clause. Go and get him. Go and get him. Yeah, because he's available for that price. Do you think they kept Lingard because Donny left? Quite possibly, but you should have said something about that sort of thing. Yeah.
The thing is with Donny though, he could play as a 6, he could play as an 8, and he could play as a 10. Lingard could play as a 10 and he can play on the wings. So we all know that Donny isn't got no. We've seen that he ain't got room as a 6, and he isn't good as a 6. Number 8, we know that there's about three players who can play ahead, who's played ahead of Donny for that number 8 role. Number 10 role, we know Bruno Fernandes is going to be playing there regardless. Even if he probably had one leg, if he's still playing. But I really think it was more to keep, if it was because they was keeping Lingard because of situations, I think it's to play him on the wings.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy, man. I think that'd be cool there. John, you made some great signings. I think you need a striker quickly, buddy. I know there's 4 hours left me yet. We need one very, very quickly because it's so frustrated. Yeah. And there's one player I wouldn't take at Newcastle, and that's Origi. I wouldn't take him, mate. There's no way because he's only played 41 minutes of football. For how long? Wow. Right? This season, I think he's played 41 minutes worth of football. Not for me. Sorry. No, and no. Because I don't think he fancied the relegation dogfight for a start. That's number one. 2, he's quite happy sitting on the bench, picking up his 150 grand a week, whatever it's going to cost his worth, sort of thing. No, definitely not. So it's just getting wrong. But like I said, we made some good signings, etc. I mean, there's still time to do business your end as well, but I don't know what's going to happen to your end, sort of thing. Whether we're going to sign someone on time or in the last minute, I just don't know. But in my opinion, I can't see you sign anyone at all whatsoever. And it's a shame.
No, I can't see it neither. Some fans have actually been satisfied that we haven't bought anyone because we needed to sell people. But regardless of who the permanent manager was, I really did feel like we needed a midfielder. I understand, like, yes, we've got the centre-backs, we've got the right-back, because I said yesterday, right, we need a right wing, we need a midfielder, we need a CDM, we need a right-back, we need a centre-back. Yes, that is not an urgent priority, but a midfielder is an urgent priority if we are wanting to stay in the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And to get some players through the door as well, we need to improve because it doesn't look quite big at the moment in time. And I think it's just a hard one. So this just goes to prove that this window is very tough. It's a tough window. It really is. And some of them being better. And you know what? I think we're going to be better prepared in the summer when we stay in the Premier League. And I got looking like we just be burn and target unless the last minute deal comes in. Question for you from Niall. Thoughts on Diallo signed for Rangers on loan and scoring on his debut against Ross County?
I actually think that Rangers deal was a really good deal there from Ahmad. He gets, obviously, first team football, which we have seen of that, because he scored in his debut, scoring 5 minutes, which is absolutely brilliant. And we all knew the potential of Ahmad when we bought him from Atalanta, I believe. So we obviously seen that potential there. He came early last year, and he was in the unders, and we didn't see a first goal of Ahmad from the first team until the Europa League. I'm trying to think, I can't remember if it was AC Milan or if it was one before, but he managed to score a header at the height of Ahmad. You wouldn't believe he scored that header, but it was absolutely brilliant. And I think getting European experience as well as getting first team football in the Scottish Premier League is absolutely brilliant there from Ahmad. So I think it's a very, very good move.
Yeah, gotta be. So he's joined the wrong Scottish club though, but listen, credit to him getting some game time. And I think, just in my opinion, I mean, I was just sure if he's success, but he faced the wrong club. Sorry about that. And what's your thoughts on Ramsey joining a shock loan to Rangers, who was linked to Newcastle, Palace, and Arsenal as well? I mean, my opinion, right? I think that's a shock move, really. And I'm amazed that Aaron Ramsey's chosen Rangers, not playing the Premier League. And Target sounds... Go on.
I agree with the Ramsey situation, because I think it was also a shock move as well. I wasn't expecting Rangers to make too much of deal wise because yes, they did lose out on fullbacks to Everton, but they didn't really majorly need to sign people because I think the squad is actually already pretty fine, in my opinion. I know a lot of them are probably Steven Gerrard's kind of signings, but I think the overall squad is absolutely fine. So I was pretty surprised, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel you should have stayed in the Premier League. But unfortunately, he's going to Scotland just to get the limelight. And it's a physical league and it's a tough league. And his injury record is not very good at all whatsoever. So it'd be very interesting to see how he does. And I've got Tony as well. He tags decent player, upgrading what we have. Danger from both fullbacks now. Yeah, after we've got fullback sorted. Really surprised if Ramsey goes to Rangers. He's gone there, mate. But interesting to see how he gets on and a good signing for them. And they've lost Nathan Patterson to Everton, who was right back at Rangers. Yeah. And apparently this guy's going to come really, really good. So, yeah, Macy's shrunk somehow. I don't know why. Back. Oh, she's back. She's back.
Yeah. I'm back again.
yeah, back again. And what it is, so we've got Jeff Hendrick. I mean, it's been linked to Middlesbrough. It looks like a move's going to happen very soon because Middlesbrough wants him and for the promotion push. And I think he'd be better off moving there, to be quite honest here, because he's not going to get in the team for Newcastle. And got a tweet off George Colkin from Athletic. He said this once a day, but I don't think that Newcastle's done on incomings once Dan Burns confirmed. 5 signings make this a very good window, in my opinion. They've gone for experience, captain, fight. Players can go into the team straight away and knows the challenge. Yeah, the 5 players we bought, they're going to go straight into the team and to fight as well. But we're missing an absolute striker, and that's absolute loss. So any strikers we're linked with, Carrasco, I'll go and get him.
I think even that you'd need a midfielder, to be honest, though, as well. Because I think even without a midfielder, you're lacking that little bit. Because I think your best midfielder at the moment is actually, I never thought I'd say, Joe Linton.
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely, man. I mean, you're right. I mean, he's been fantastic this season. He really has. I mean, the thing is, now they've got Bruno Ganache has come in. He's a fellow Brazilian as well. Those two probably get on along really, really well. And they've got Shelby in between. And if those 3 can hit it off straight away, and Bruno hits it off straight away, we'll be absolutely fine. There's no danger there in the midfield. And Longstaff's going to be aware, I hope, but none of it's coming for them yet. But I will not be surprised if they stayed until the end of the season. They walk on the free. And yeah, we need some more players coming in, especially a striker. So it is what it is. So why man you're shouting when Lingard not coming to Newcastle? Wow. Strong. We love you, Maisie. You're a legend. Always support you. That's the now. John, thank you very much indeed, mate. Legend, how we the lad lasses. Appreciate that. Thanks very much. And how would Maisie and John set up our midfield? Our Shelby in a 6, did Caitlin Jury and Bruno in front and 8 doing the legwork. I think me personally, like I said, 4-3-3, right? I'll play Shelby, Joe Linton, and Bruno in the midfield 3. Yeah. And I'll play Fraser, on the other side, ASM, and Chris Wood. And Chris Wood, to me, I try to support the guy, but we definitely need a striker in there. And there's still 3.5 hours to go. If that means getting someone on the 3, just bringing a striker that can actually play up front, that's what we need to do.
Exactly. You definitely do need another striker because we all know that Callum Wilson is injury prone, and we're seeing that Callum Wilson has already been out a few times already this season. Once he's fully fit, though, there's no reason why you can't play as maybe you could try a 4-4-2 formation.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Eddie Howe's flexible in his tactics, plays 4-3-3, 4-4-1-1. And I think it's absolutely, he's very flexible. I think he's a good manager. And I'm sure Eddie will know exactly what's needed.
Yes.
And then, John, any news on Eddie Ketia or Ketina? Or Ekete what?
Ketina.
Okay, absolutely no chance. Ekete what? Hey, from Arsenal, right? Taking that, you need a striker, buddy. Not for me, mate. Not for me. He just can't score goals. That is the thing. Yeah, I'd rather have a striker that play up front, but nah, not for me now. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Would you have taken Aubameyang? Because I know Aubameyang's actually taking his medical now, isn't he, for Barcelona? From what I was
100%.
hearing, he came to Barcelona before they made a deal to Arsenal.
Yeah. I tell you what, AFTV will love that, wouldn't they? Sort of thing. Lee Gunner will love that as well. They'd be absolutely furious what's going on, sort of thing. It's Arteta sort of thing.
Yeah.
Get him sacked. Get him sacked. It's not my, if I was an Arsenal fan, he would not be my manager. I'm telling you, it'll be done. And guys, going back to that question, sort of thing. Right? I mean, Bamian, I think he'd be saying at Arsenal anyway, but I'd take him in Newcastle. I'd take him 100%. You know what I mean? Get it done. Get it done. You know, simple as that. And
especially when you know a player does want game time as well, you would want to give the player the game time because I'd say he's guaranteed near enough every single game at Newcastle, to be honest.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's a striker space out there for him. Come up, just come to us, Pierre. That's all you got to do. Do you know what I mean? People say because his attitude, blah blah blah. But listen, I take him, yeah, just till the end of the season, yeah. Pay the 350k a week, or get Arsenal to pay part of it as well, and just go from there.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. That would be definitely a good move there from both you and Arsenal, because if he's not getting used, then he's better off leaving.
100%, totally agree. And just talking about Katawatt and evening guys, target assigned, check. NFC Twitter, I have done, Thomas, I've done that D mate. And Lingard will not be in the World Cup. Well, I think he's done. If he don't get the games for Man U, he is done. Get Rondon back. Listen, never look back. That ain't happening. I wouldn't have him back. Force on Frank on Everton. Yes, I think that's a good appointment by Everton. I think Frank Lampard is going to do okay there. 2.5 year deal signed for. And Everton just cannot afford to keep sacking managers at all. They need to give him time. And that's why I think he should do well. That game against Everton on next Tuesday, is going to make it very hard now. Like, now he's here. I thought it's going to be a win for us, but that's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. But then again, I mean, Donny van der Beek, right, and Dele Alli coming in, let's be real, they're not going to hit the ground running because they haven't played much game. Simple as that. So I'm not too worried about that, by the way. I still think we'll win, but we've got to hit the ground running. What I heard he didn't get mentioned, pushing Arsenal is another Peter Odrigi with the West Brom QPR situation. You cannot make it up. Wow. I'm absolutely fine, David. Yeah, really fine, mate. And things are okay. Hope you are too. I feel sorry for Lingard. The guy wants to play football and represent this country. Definitely. And I've got Steve as well. Do subscribe to my channel, Stephen. It's the first time. I think the way man is treating Lingard will come back to haunt them. Who want to sign for a club that treats 10 years or more of service like that? Macy.
Yeah, I agree with that comment because Lingard has been at the club since he was only a little boy, to be honest. And if he wants to leave, we should just be like, okay, Lingard, you've done your duty. You've been here with us since you was a little boy. So I understand you don't want to. You want to leave. You're not getting the game time. Fine, we'll let you go.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a great service for your club. I mean, they were okay to let them go to West Ham. Then they realised they're not going to let them go to West Ham because they're rivals for a top 4 spot, and then they don't want to sell them to us. I've got a feeling now, these clubs now, the top 6 especially, do not want to sell them or loans to Newcastle United because of the takeover, because they think we're a rival to them and they do not want to do business with them. That's fine. We should not do business with them as well, neither. So tough. I've got Tony B. And to think Aubameyang used to be the captain of Arsenal, and he's done that. Yeah, I mean, got stripped off the captaincy as well.
Yeah,
he knows his time is. Yeah, his time is done. His time Arsenal's finished. Go and get him now. Go and get Aubameyang in. And we need a striker ASAP. Absolutely, David. Absolutely, mate. How to you, Del Boy? Go now. Be okay?
Del Boy.
He's a great lad, him sort of thing. He said that Eddie Howe is not the right man for Newcastle United. I could be wrong, but that's what he said to us. I'm going to put a Geordie bus on the travel to Manchester and give him a free lift to Newcastle. That's what. Wow. And big up to Del Boy and lots of crack on the bleeding story. I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, they haven't signed anyone, haven't they? No one at all. I got Roger as well, actually started the game for 2 years, Man U. I can't understand why they wouldn't let him go for 8 million. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. They want to fleece us. They want us to pay 12 million, right? Then we tried to go for like a 3 million loan deal and then 4 million. if we stay up, yeah. And we never got a reply from them at all. And they just say, look, you know what? We're not selling. I think that's a disgrace. If I was just Lingard now, yeah, I would just say, right, you know what? Kick the doors and say, I want to play football. I want to go to Newcastle, right? Simple as that.
I agree.
Tugs a loan deal to buy. And breaking news, Brad signed Dennis Undaf, I believe, from Belgian club, I believe. So I'm sure he's a German, by the way. And Man U fans, and that's the league. What are your thoughts on Jesse being held hostage by your club despite him being there for 22 years?
As I've said, I think it's absolutely disgusting. We knew that Jesse Lingard isn't getting the opportunity at Manchester United, unless, of course, the circumstances have recently changed and he is going to be playing a little bit more. Then we should have been letting him go. He's wanted to leave the club. He's uploading pictures of him from West Ham. So if he was that loyal to the club and you wanted to stay at the club, you wouldn't do that anyway. A lot of people were annoyed. I, quite frankly, wasn't that annoyed because he's had that relationship there with a lot of West Ham players, but we all know I've seen Jesse Lingard myself in person, and he's a down-to-earth person. He's a friendly person, stuff like that. I can imagine that it'd take a lot for him to get pushed. And if he's asked several times, I want to leave this club. I want to leave. I'm not getting the game time. And even in the summer, he probably wanted to leave, but of course he stayed. So, and if he was expecting that game time, it's even worse.
Yeah, it is. Well, it is. I mean, the thing is, right? I mean, he must be a bit. He does know what to do, sort of thing. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't think he's the sort of guy who's going to go out and just come say, "Look, don't pick us ever again. I'm not going to turn up for work," because I can't afford to do that now. Because his attitude, just Lingard, is absolutely spot on by the sounds of it. I could be wrong, but he will not do that, Macy. I just don't think he will. Hi, John. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Jonathan, who you're here too. Aubameyang, Zapata, I'll go with Zapata, but unfortunately, Atalanta will not sell him anytime soon. Unfortunately, not now, they won't. Is he a centre back to replace Burn? Is he a centre back to replace Burn?
I'd probably say so.
Yeah,
Because he's missing out on two centre backs now because they've obviously missed out on Burn. They've lost Ben White in the summer, so they need another centre back. So I think it is to replace Burn, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got just let Lingard leave to play football. Simple as John and basically it's common sense. It's another Donny situation when all he held hostage, in my opinion. Do you guys agree? Absolutely. I mean, Donny didn't get any game time, yeah. But this is the thing with Donny, right? He said a couple weeks ago he don't want to play for Newcastle because of where we are in the league, and yet he goes to join Everton, or a fifth bottom, with 4 points behind Everton, right? And he comes out and say that. So he contradicted himself there.
And for me, I also think that Donny was bought as more of a panic buy because we actually thought that Paul Pogba was going to be leaving 2 seasons ago. And I think he was bought as more of a panic because we didn't want to sign Jack Grealish for 90 million. And then we thought, oh, Van der Sar's beginning to up, he must be good and he's £50 million cheaper. And I think that's what Manchester United's initiative was. And then knowing the fact that Paul Pogba said, I'm going to stay, blah, 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 left no room. But then I do look at him and think, why is it the fact that he hasn't been played under three managers neither? And that, for me, also raises alarm bells for me. I don't personally say that Donny has been held hostage because nobody has really asked to sign Donny. Yes, mate, Everton did the last day of the transfer window in the summer, but nothing really happened to that. But before that, nobody wanted to go for Donny. Why hardly no clubs wanted to go to Donny beforehand? Why is no manager playing Donny? And that's what I really do think. So I don't believe he is being held hostage, in my opinion. I do believe Lingard is, but I don't believe that Donny isn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Donny had opportunities to move on, which he's eventually have done now. And Jesse, my God, I just don't know what to say. I feel sorry for the kid. I really, really do. If he came to us, he'll keep us up. But now, Man U's going to make it so difficult for us now. They don't want us to be in the Premier League by the sounds of it. But where do I go from here? Never mind. Guys, so halfway through the chat. And if you do wish to like my channel, like what you see, then please hit the subscribe button. I know there's a few fans not been on my channel before, if you just hit the subscribe button, people, that'd be amazing. Helps me channel to grow. And also, can you hit the like button as well? That will exactly help me channel immensely to better things. And if you're new to the channel, can you and you'd like to subscribe as a member, then please click on the join button. Then you become a member for 99p. Just one option. That's all it is. 99p. That is all it is. Yeah. And also, if you'd like to donate as well, whether you can donate, it's your choice. It's up to you. So, whether you can afford, really. So, thank you very much indeed. So, my channel's going really well. I'm 73 more than hitting to 2,000 subscribers. So, please, if you haven't subscribed, please help us out. It's an open channel. It's not competition. It's just making the channel grow. So, I got Flam Pig United. Hi, hope you're okay. If United on sign anyone, I actually want us to keep Lingard with what's happened with Greenwood and loaning out Tony and Ahmad.
I actually believe that is the actual case, if you want me to be honest, because I did touch on that a little bit at the start of the stream, and I do believe that is the reason why Jesse Lingard is most likely staying, because we need a backup right wing player to Jadon Sancho, because we all know Jadon Sancho isn't going to be playing every single game, because we all know injuries can occur. We need to rotate the squad, especially if we stay in the Champions League. If we're staying in the FA Cup, we need to rotate the team at some times. So I'm knowing that Jesse Lingard now, he is one of the only players who can actually play on the right. I actually think that is probably the most likely reason why he is staying. But of course, under the same breath, Manchester United should at least give 24 hours notice there to Newcastle and West Ham to say no longer on the market. Sorry about that.
That's savage, no problem. I've got David Ornstein as well. He's just did exclusives as well. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but Newcastle make that dramatic last attempt to put Everton for Dele Alli signing after losing out on Lingard. Newcastle has inquired to take Dele on loan, just as permanent Everton moves enter final stages. Unclear if it will succeed. In my opinion, I think it's gone too deep now. I mean, Dele Alli will be an Everton player. It's gone too deep, and I just cannot see him getting out of it now. There's no way. Listen, Dele Alli has not been playing much football, and I just think that he's got a decision to make whether he wants to play for Everton or wants to play for Newcastle United. But I think if we can get Dele Alli, I mean, that'd be cool. I'd take it all day long, but I think he's going to end up going to Everton, to be fair. So I think it's too deep, it's too late. So that's my opinion. What's the latest on Clark and Hendrick going to the Borough? I tell you what, Lee, they can have them. I'd drive a letter there myself. Let's be real. They're not good enough for Newcastle. Yeah. And you've got Niles, well, big up Piggy. And you need another forward ASAP. I agree. And Peter, will be okay, mate. Getting Eki Teki and Lingard through the deadline would have ended things perfectly and given us confidence and safety. Well, now, though, I'm worried. Peter, there's still 3 hours and 15 minutes left in the window, right? And we definitely going to need a striker ASAP. I'm sure Eddie Howe's doing his best, but this is the worst time to get someone in. I don't think anyone's brought anyone this time, sort of thing. So we can get our skits on very quickly. But the good thing is you can have your medicals where you're at, and they just fax it through, which is a good thing. So I've got big up to now, and I've got hope you all Piggy eating all the bacon, my guy. Yay, it's fine. We don't need another striker because we've got Wilson. The thing is, Lee, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, mate. So we need goals now. We've got 2 important games coming up. We've got Everton, Villa at home, West Ham, Brentford away. And that's what we need to do. We need to get things sorted out ASAP because that's what we need. Then Wood and Gale, what do you need us for as proper goal scorer? And that's not going to come cheap, especially with just a few hours left. I have to agree. I've seen strange things happen. I can remember once upon a time when Mitrovic was at Newcastle, right, and Fulham got him, put an offer, like a loan offer, about 10 to 11. 10 to 11.
Wow.
And it just got in the nick of time because Rafa Benitez didn't want him, and it's just got in the nick of time. Wow. And that gone through. So anything can happen in football. You were like a brother to me, Jesse. Why? Love the background. I'm from Neil John and MSC. Great sports, Sky Sports Horse. I thought I had to change that up today, sort of thing. But thank you very much indeed, mate. We got John MSC. We kind of need Lingard now. I think we will play a lot of games if he stays, as we are light in wide areas and he's so versatile. Fair enough. Do subscribe, man.
I do definitely agree with that.
Yeah, but I think Lee's thinking of differently, and I think I mentioned this so many times. Man U are scared of Newcastle because Man U are on the decline. And if we stay up this season, our club would take off and become part of the top 6. Fair shout, and I'm going to go through these comments as well. Super chat. Go on, Biggie. Yeah, that'd be amazing, that sort of thing. Like the stream. Thanks a lot, Tony. And I've got Mark as well. They didn't earn West Ham. Lingard's off the market because they're top 4 rival, and Newcastle are a threat for next season's onwards. Exactly my point, Mark. Exactly my point. And don't ask people personally to super chat. Definitely not. I've never done it, mate. I've never done it. All I said was, if you wish to donate, sort of thing. I've seen a few other people said it as well. If you wish to donate, that's your choice. I've never ever asked. I don't ever say, Mason. I've ever said to people, give us a super. I never ever said that, right?
No.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But that's a true term, and that applies to anyone on the chat on the channel as well. Do not ask. Never. Smash the like button, subscribe to John, Maisie, and Jesse. And I'm showing Maisie and John's with a low support. Thank you now. I appreciate that. Love the kid, by the way. I'm not Tony. It's when I watch Piggy and super chat song. I don't ask for anything, by the way. And go back to Tony B. What's good to say? Sorry, mate. Tony, that's absolutely fine, mate. Absolutely fine. And Flying Pig, thanks for your super chat, mate. I really appreciate that. Thanks very much. It'll go to good use. We need Lingy now. Fancy taking Jones instead.
Jones actually rejected a loan move offer, to be honest, and it sounds like he wants to stay at the club.
Wow. Is that Bordeaux? Is that Bordeaux?
Yeah, Bordeaux, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bordeaux. So, so obviously he wants to stay at Man U sort of thing. Well, you need to play football, and he'll probably get some games under Ralph soon. Would you take Origi on until the end of the season? I wouldn't really know, because he's only played 41 minutes worth of football this season. No, thank you. No, thanks. I would agree with Big P. No, Jones, thank you. I was talking to now, but something and misunderstand John. Thanks, Tony. Now I understand. I do apologize. I thought he's chatting to me then, but you are right. You're correct. And it's fine to do it back, but it's fine. Absolutely fine. So still no latest news on your team. And so when's your next game? When's your next game?
It is on Friday. We play against Middlesbrough, so it is definitely going to be a rotated team, in my opinion. I think we're going to see a couple more of the youth players. Mm-hmm. So that'll be interesting to see on what Ralph will bring to the table for that one. And then we have Burnley on Tuesday.
Yeah, I hope you beat Burnley at Turf Moor next week. I really hope you do. And I just got a tweet of Keith Downing as well, for Sky Sports. Keith Downing as well. Duvan Zapata is the early striker option I can see for Newcastle at a late stage. He's available for 5.5 million straight loan fee, no obligation to buy, like there has to be previous this month. He's been mentioned, and Atalanta should allow the deal to happen. I'm going to repeat that again, people. He's been mentioned, and Atalanta would allow the deal to happen. Go and get him, right? Put the money up, yeah, and just get this guy through the door. Because I tell you now, if this guy comes through the door, the transfer window will be a 10 out of 10, because this guy is absolutely a beast of a striker. Get him in now, get it done, because we do need a striker 110% there, Macy.
I agree. And I agree. That would be a very good transfer window. And the only thing what you could have really done then is just offload Deadwood.
Absolutely. Get him in and just have it done with. And I've got one for Lee as well. Be realistic. Who would you sign with 3 hours or so to go? Duvan Zapata all day long, mate, up front. 100%. And he's available for 5.5 million on a loan deal. And that's a straight loan, that is. That's a straight loan. And so Atalanta can go out and get someone by the name of Divock Origi. So, and I take Origi, Sheik, Zapata, open to any striker, repair. Yeah, I get what you mean. And it's a Zapata, not a defender, John. Just when you said a striker, Zapata is a striker, but Christian Zapata used to be a defender for AC Milan. It's a defender, but he's retired from the game now. So there's 2 Zapatas. Zapata used to play for Milan and Genoa, and Zapata, which is Duvan Zapata, plays at Atalanta as well. Peter, agree 100%, John. Thanks so much, man. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, Mark's at a 10 for you window, but you haven't signed anyone, haven't you?
I'll give it I'll give it a 5 because we got rid of, we put some people on loan. I'll give it a 5. Actually,
5.
that's actually generous. I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.
A 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it's come now with Sky Sports that Everton have now signed Donny on loan. So this has actually now been officially confirmed.
Yep, I can see it from here as well. It's going to be a loan deal until the end of the season. So wish the kid well, but after the Everton game. And, you know, he has to move. He needs to be playing. You've got to find if he's really a Premier League player. I think he is. And just lingers off because Glazers don't want to let him go. What are they trying to do, Maze? Are they trying to kidnap him?
I just think mostly either because we don't want to let him go with a 3, or is it just because we're really weak on that wide area, because we was happy to let Jesse Lingard go on loan back last summer, back in the last January window. So there's been a little bit more changes since then. We've obviously weakened in that right hand side, and he's the only one who can play, especially with and I think with Ahmad, he hasn't had enough Premier League experience to stay anyway. And he needed that loan, he needed that extra game time, and Sancho was the only really option we've got. And if Sancho's injured, who's going to play there then? Rashford, he can't play on the right. Alanga, we've not tried him on the right. Is Ronaldo, can Cavani play on the wings with the age they're at? Are they still going to have that pace on them? And that is the biggest questions for me. Or we could put Paul Popper on the right, but then Paul Popper is not a winger, is a central midfielder, and I don't personally like Paul Popper on the right or on the wings.
I would never play Cavani on the left side, on the wings, never. He's a waste. He'd be wasted, 100% wasted.
Exactly.
There. 100% wasted. It'd be a foolish move. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. That's for Niall. And we'll talk about it on Stuart and Man U and Scottish football.
Yeah.
That's a good content there. Yep, Don's just confirmed Open Ashley players. And the interested to see how Donny performs and whether the managers were right or wrong to bench him. And how late in the window do we start accepting likes of Eketana or Eketawat or Solanke? Would hope Zapata Combs. That'd be perfect. That'd be the icing on the cake. And then you got Glaciers, Want to Ruin, Jesse Lingard. It sounds like it, doesn't it? But hey, it is what it is. And there's not a lot you can do about it. So it is what it is. So for me, I'm going to give my ratings tomorrow as well. On it depends if we get Zapata or not. Get a striker as well. I'll give my player ratings, my transfer deadline ratings tomorrow, if that's okay. So because you're back on tomorrow. Tomorrow, what we're going to do tomorrow, because it's supposed to be the Premier League roundup, right? Because someone else does it on a Tuesday, I'm going to cancel that one there. But what we probably do, think of something to do. Could be a question and answer show about the transfer deadline and transfer deadline special. Is that okay?
Sounds good with me.
So fans could ask any fans can come on and ask the question as well. What do you think of the transfer window sort of thing? And then they can fire questions to me and you. Then you can give them the answer sort of thing if that's okay. And then I shan't do the Premier League roundup because it'd be disrespectful from Barca World of Sport TV because I love him and just respecting each other, that sort of thing. So wasn't aware of that. And I think, no, you know what? I'm not going to do it. So do a question and answer special. So go for this very quickly because you've got another show to go to. Read that and Glace wants to ruined. And the more it's late into the night, the more teams who are desperate and panicked by. And I think that's true there. Now spot on there. Brilliant stream, John Mearsey. I really enjoyed this. You're both legends, be loyal. That's my guy Niall. Thank you very much indeed. I rate R 7.5 compared to our other Jan windows is a 100. Agree. And we need the last one to Niall. John, that's brilliant, mate. I love to come on with you and Mearsey when it is made. Definitely, man. Absolutely fantastic. And I'll definitely let you know and get you on with Macy as well some stage. Macy, did you enjoy coming on the show?
I always love coming on this show, John. It's one of my favourite channels to come on. So thank you so much for having me on again.
Champion stuff. And before I let you go, great show, guys. Take care. And listen, not going yet, but not you, but Flying Pigs, great show, guys, and that's what. Like I said, before I go wrap up, I'm going to say if you like the video, like you see, and you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, right? Because I've got 73 more to get to 2K, so please help us out on that one. And also, if you please stick a like on the video, it helps my channel grow and grow a long, long way. Also, consider becoming us If you want to be a member, then click on the join button. Then you become a member 99p. That's all it is, one option. And also, if you'd like to donate at some stage, it's your choice. It's up to you. I'm going to wrap this up quickly with the comments. Don't think Glazers actually bothered Lingard. I'm sure there's others making those decisions. I think they'd rather take the cash and save the wage. Shame he's not joining us in Newcastle. Absolutely right. And great show, guys, and Steve. Thanks, Macy, as well. And see you soon, Macy and John as well. Listen, Macy, good luck on your short. And what show you doing tonight? Oh, before I let you go, we should look for your socials.
Yes, you can find me on my YouTube channel, which is Devils United. I am on the road to 500 subscribers, and I will be going live on there at 8:30 tonight. I'll be doing a call-in show, so anyone is welcome to come on. It doesn't matter what club you support, and then we'll discuss the transfer news. So I'll bring on 2 people at a time just to make it a fair opportunity so people can have that voice. So some people are not feeling like they're not getting the word in, so they've got that fair opportunity. So 2 people in at a time. And you can find me on my Twitter channel, which is my Twitter, which is at 2_MUFC Maze.
Fantastic. I'll be back tomorrow for the Q&A. Me and Macy, the question and answers of the transfer deadline special for 2 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Is it 7 o'clock tomorrow?
7 o'clock's perfect with me.
Yeah, sure. I'll do a thumbnail for that later on. Then Wednesday, I'm going to do new content called The Back Page. Who's making the headlines as well through the day, throughout the weekend, with 3 or 4 other Newcastle fans. Then on Thursday, I need to look at something as well, what to do. So please keep your eyes peeled for that, people. But thanks for coming on, Macy, and thank you very much indeed, chats as well. And have a wonderful, wonderful evening we'll decide to do. Have a fun time on your channel to eat, Macy. Check out the channel, 8:30 and eat. And until then, have a fantastic evening and take care.